Hi there, I'm Majelaine Brookman. This is my daughter Sky, and today we welcome you to our AeroPilates stretching package, where we'll focus on lengthening every single muscle in your whole body, adding flexibility and range in your joints. The first routine is simple and short, and the second one is a little bit longer and slightly more intense. We both agree that nobody stretches nearly enough, so if you only have a few minutes a day to feel really great, then at least get that simple stretch in. Sky, we're going to start with the warm-up position, lying on your back with your feet on the foot bar, and we're going to begin with running, which I love to actually begin or end a routine with. But it's a gentle stretch. You can feel all the way through your calf muscle into your Achilles tendon, right from the hip joint, how much everything elongates, and you're lying on your back. So how does that feel?
It feels really great.
The most important thing is to maintain neutral pelvis and to make sure that your knees are aligned over your feet. So a few more of these. And then stop and come all the way in, and now heel lowered. So straighten your legs all the way out and lower and lift. And let's do 20 of them. I always like that little bounce too. You can feel that little bit of bouncing. When you're in the classroom, people often will pull on your heels, but you don't have that when you're by yourself. So neck and shoulders are relaxed. This is just the lower body stretching. Okay, great. Now let's do a wide position pelvic lift. So take your headrest out, great. So you're rolling up from your tailbone all the way into a bridge. And let's just stay in that position and now roll back down, really pushing the tailbone away. So you're lengthening the lower part of your spine. And again, great, really good. And one more. Doesn't that feel good? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the neck is completely relaxed and the headrest is flat. Okay. So now pick up the straps and put your feet in the straps. And we will do a leg lowers and scissors, but leg lowers stretches the hamstring. So starting at 45 degrees, and we'll add the flexing and the extending of the feet because that'll add a stretch. So, and lower, good, all the way to 45, and up, and lower. So every time you come up, do 10, you're going to feel slightly more elongation in the hamstrings, right into the hip joint, but it's important to keep the tailbone on the platform. Don't let it lift. Good. How many is that?
7.
8. 9, and the last one, just come to 90 degrees and stop and go out to the side. So now scissors and squeeze together. So squeeze down at 45 degrees, perfect, and come up and scissor and up, excellent. And every time you go out, again, have a little more time to stretch and in, good. And 6, 7, 8, makes me want to stretch too. 9, and on the last one, Sky, hang out there and let gravity just really open up that hip joint. And you know, you can rock a little bit from side to side if you like. You can also hold on to the straps and use them to help you. Good. And once you feel that's enough, bring them together, take your feet out of the straps. Now there's a great little stretching routine that I love that you do sitting. So you're going to sit up and close to the platform as you can comfortably to get more range. Put your feet on the foot bar. And now it's really push back a little bit, and from here reach down and pull on the bar to stretch your spine. Do you feel that stretch in your back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, knees are still bent slightly. Keep your knees bent. Yeah, it's really all in the back. You shouldn't be feeling anything in the legs. So explain what you feel.
All across the upper back.
Yes.
Feels really
So the
good.
more you pull on the foot bar, the more you're getting a stretch in your upper back.
And also it just feels like the whole spine is elongating.
Good, so come in and do it one more time. And now up and now pull, good. And now you can go right into the hamstring stretch, which is from monkey stretch, it's about straightening the legs, good. And then reaching forward from the hip joint, forward over the knees. Exhaling as you stretch, good. And you can bend the knees and then stretch again. Feels great.
It's so good.
And bend and stretch, good. And now come all the way in and sit up and put your hands behind you. Now straighten your legs all the way. Bring one foot to this knee, to the opposite knee. It doesn't matter which one. All right. So it's bending the other knee allows the stretch in the piriformis. So where do you feel it? Explain that.
All through here.
Good.
I always love this one because in yoga you would do the pigeon stretch, and I always feel like it pulls too much on my hip flexors, so this is a really great way to get that deep stretch, but it feels very safe.
Yes. And you can't do this on a chair
No.
because you're moving at the same time, which is really clever. All
Yeah,
right.
it's active.
Exactly. And then switch, good. And I always find one side is tighter than the other one, so you want to stay with that side a little bit until it feels as flexible. I mean, you're really flexible because most people can only come a couple of inches.
That's really good.
All right, so now straighten your legs and lie down. We're going to do the rollovers. So feet are on the foot bar. And you're just going to roll your knees to one side and look the other way. And reach the arm out if you can. Let the shoulders stretch. Let the hips stretch. And roll to the other side. So do you feel pretty much like your lower body's had a good stretch?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so now let's sit up and do the arms in straps, and we'll do hug a tree, which I think is great for opening up the chest. So 1, just 10.
I'm gonna switch to one strap.
Great. And again, it's really open, 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 neck is long. Good. So you should be feeling the stretch here. Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
The arms don't come too far back. You keep your hands in your peripheral vision. Is that 7?
Yeah.
8, 9. Now cross your legs the other way just for the last one. Great. 10. Good. All right, now let the straps go. We're going to do church stretch, which really opens up the shoulder, stretches out the neck. So you typically kneel on the platform as close to the foot bar as you can. Put one more cord on. Elbows go on the bar and head goes down low. Exactly. It's called church stretch. So you can just play here and feel that stretch. Where do you feel it?
All down the sides of my back
as well as in my triceps and my shoulders.
Great. And when you're done with that, you can sit up. And we'll do another shoulder stretch, which is really reaching one hand behind and the other one overhead, and try to meet. And if you can't meet naturally, grasping your fingers and really stretching, then what you can do is get a towel or a piece of elastic and work with something in between your hands. And you should be getting a nice stretch on both sides with the tricep as well. And switch sides. And now come back in and do a tricep stretch, which is really just focusing on the tricep by bending the elbow and placing the hand on the elbow, and you can use your hand to work that a little bit. Remember to do the other side. Elephant, which is a fabulous lower back and hamstring stretch. People think of it as hamstrings, but it's actually even more profound what it does to the lower back. So bending and hollow up through here and pull the feet forward and lift. Good. So let's do 10 with your toes lifted. Big toes are lifted, and that gives you even more of a stretch. Perfect. And now sitting facing away from the machine, let's do chest expansion to open up the chest a little bit more. I think one cord is good for here. Perfect. Legs straight out. So pull and hold and release. Good. No head turn. Just pull, hold, and release. Four. Let's do 10. Focus on really opening up the shoulders. 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Excellent. You can let go of the straps. Eve's lunge. So add a cord, 2 cords. And let's just do 3 on each side. So kneel. First of all, let's stretch the hip flexor. Go out and come in 3 times. 2. Keep those hips facing evenly forward. Okay, 3. Now 1 more. Stay there. Now straighten the front leg. Just by pushing away though. Yeah, good. And stay there. And now can you do a side bend from there? Outer arm reaches over. And maybe roll forward a tiny little bit. Great. What do you feel? Amazing.
Stretched.
Yes, okay. And roll back and come all the way in and then bend this knee. Great. Other side. So 3 Eve's lunge. I think roll this hip forward. Perfect. Okay, now stay out there and now straighten this leg by pushing. Good. And hold that and a side bend. And a slight rotation of your upper body. Good. And come back and bend this leg. Great. How do you feel?
Really great. That was
Every
a great
muscle
stretch.
stretched. Everything. Neck, arms, lower body, upper body. So if you have 10 or 15 minutes and you're feeling stiff, that simple stretch is something that you really want to consider. Thanks.